And welcome back to the Fred Jackson Show. We're here live in our WBBZ studio. And Fred's special guest tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wide Receiver Chris Hogan is in the house. And Chris, you know, it's a tough loss yesterday, but you had your very first NFL touchdown yesterday for the Buffalo Bills. So now, Chris, your nickname is 7-Eleven, which signifies that you're always open. So I have to ask you the question: are you always open?
Apparently. The nickname stuck with me since I was in Miami. So,
wow.
you know, hopefully I can continue that.
That's such a typical wide receiver answer. Of course he's always open. He's a wide receiver. One of the things that, you know, a lot of people don't know is you have an interesting path to the pros like I do. Why don't you go ahead and fill everybody in on that?
Well, let's see. I only played a year of football. I played 4 years of lacrosse at Penn State. And I had an extra year of eligibility, so I decided to go out and play football for a year. And then after that, I just decided to train for the NFL Combine and go from there. And then after that, it's kind of started, just kept going, and ended up in Miami, was there for a little bit, ended up in New York, was there for a little bit, and then eventually ended up in Buffalo.
Wow. And you're a Penn State guy, and rumor has it that Mr. Terry Pagula is a huge Penn State guy.
Big Penn State fan.
It's not bad.
No, we have that good connection. So I haven't actually met Mr. Pagula yet, but you know, when I'm looking forward to meeting him, I definitely will make sure he knows that I'm from Penn State.
Yeah, I would drive that. I would drive that. Go ahead, Fred. It's your turn.
Yeah, it's on you.
Oh, it's on me now? Okay, yesterday's game, first of all, there's been criticism after the game that Sammy Watkins was somehow taken out of the game. You were out there. Were the Patriots doing anything special?
No, they weren't. You know, they matched Revis with Sammy, and we kind of figured that they were going to do that going into the game. You know, I mean, he's a great cornerback, and you can't take that away from him. You know, we went back and watched film today, and you know, Sammy did some really great things against Revis. So to say that he took him out of the game, really, I don't think that's correct at all. You know, Sammy did some really good things on film. You know, I think, and seeing them later down the line, you know, he will be able to be more of a factor too.
It was good to see you step up, though. You know, you contributed well on special teams, but to be able to come in and I don't really, unfortunately, I didn't practice on Friday, but how much of that was a plan going into the week that you would be on the field that much as a receiver?
Not until Saturday, really. You know, all week I did a lot of, you know, I do a lot of the scout team reps. Take a lot of, I'm all 4 phases of special teams. So going into, this game, I wasn't really prepared. You always prepare yourself to be thrown into the game. You know, you always have to be ready. But to take on that kind of role in that game, I wasn't aware of that. When I found out on Saturday that I was going to be playing a little bit more, just had to step up and take advantage of that opportunity.
Well, according to Coach Marone, apparently because Kyle Williams, they found out late Friday that he was going to be able to play, which I think was a big surprise. They had a shuffle, and Mike Williams was taken off the active roster. Thus, you got more playing time.
Yeah. So it's one of those things, and it's a tough situation and tough call for coaches. They gotta shuffle the roster around. Obviously they want to have Kyle out there because he's such a big part of our defense and a captain on the defense. So just one of those things that has to happen, and I was able to step up in that and take on that role.
Okay, let's go to Brad Galber for some questions from Twitter. Brad, what do we have?
Yeah, the first one's for Fred, and it's from Mike. He wants to know, ask Fred, how does it feel to be in a constant rotation at running back? The backs can't seem to get into a flow in the game.
It's one of those things that actually doesn't affect us much at all. We're constantly communicating with each other on what we see out there. We just got to play better. As running backs, we got to go out and we got to make more things happen. And we're not getting the job done, and that's on us, and something we just got to go out and improve.
All right, yeah, the next one is from Kim, and it's for, I guess, both of you, but maybe you, Fred, a little more. She wants to know, does having lost to New England so many times get in your head when you're playing them, or are you able to kind of put that all aside?
It doesn't get in our head at all. They're another team. Granted, we just haven't beaten them, but we don't go in and think they have some mystique about them or anything like that. It's just another game that we're trying to go out and win, and we just haven't gotten the job done.
Yeah, the next one is for Chris, and it's from Mark. He wants to know, having played lacrosse in college, you kind of talked about why you decided to go to football, but did you ever think about going pro in lacrosse at all?
No. Going for pro in lacrosse is not a lucrative option, you know, so I kind of took that out of the equation and decided to try for the NFL. If it wasn't that, then you know, I'd probably be sitting behind a desk somewhere.
You're saying that the NFL pays more than the indoor lacrosse league?
I think just a little bit. I haven't checked how much, you know, indoor lacrosse players make, but I think just a little.
One more, Brad.
All right, yeah, this one's from Keith, and he wants to know from both you guys, what do you think it's going to take to make the playoffs this year?
More consistency on offense. We make some plays, you know, here and there, and there's some stretches that we just look, you know, really bad. And for us to get to where we need to be, we have to be consistent, do our jobs, you know, throughout an entire game for the next 10-game season that we have. And if we do that, we'll do and make the plays that we need to make to get into the playoffs.
I think we just got to come out and start fast. You know, it's one of those things we come out in the first quarter and it kind of takes us 1, 2, 3 series kind of get rolling. So we come out in these games and start, you know, get that, you know, first down on offense and get things rolling, you know, a little quicker. You know, I think that'll definitely set things up for us, you know, going to the playoffs.
Okay, Brad, thanks very much. We're going to be back with DJ Dave Jixter from 97 Rock and questions from our audience right after this on The Fred Jackson Show.